I guess I should turn on my microphone. There we go. All right, guys. So we got the new camera set up here. It's not going to follow my face, is it? Going to follow my face now? All right, cool. Got to get my jacket on here. Did it already lose track of my face? Oh no, it found me. It knows where I am. All right, going to put the jacket on because we're going to head over to Canadian Tire. Hey, bro, I'm over here. Can you see me? I'm over here. I'm over here. Can you follow me over here? We're good? All right, cool. So yeah, the face tracking on this is pretty much on par with the DJI Osmo 1. If I look away for too long and then look back, oh no, it still knows I'm here. Okay, never mind. I'm just talking on my ass now. So I decided that we're gonna go to Canadian Tire tonight regardless. I need some propane tanks and a spud bar for ice fishing. And I figured we'll go pick those up tonight. And that way there I can run this camera through one of the paces that I've been wanting to do with it since I got it. And that is sticking it in the truck and doing a driving vlog with it and seeing how well that works out. So I'm curious if it's going to fit on the mount right here. So I'm just gonna take this thing off, take off the little stand thing, screw you guys on here in the dark. It's on a gimbal, Adam. You can adjust it with a controller. I'm gonna stop the recording because I want to set it on FPV mode. So let's see where the hell are my keys, but they're already in the ignition. I had the other one going in here with the old DJI Osmo, so I've used it in here before. I don't have my wallet. Son of a bitch. Okay, gotta go back in the house. Man, every time I come out to my truck, I know I'm putting my seatbelt on, take it easy. Every time I come out to my truck warns, or my phone goes off because the camera picks me up as a person and sends a warning that somebody's in my driveway. What it doesn't realize is that somebody is me. So yeah, I just finished editing the video about replacing the old camera with this new one. Something this new camera didn't do when I was charging it was get stupid hot. So now I'm wondering if the problem with the old camera was just bad electronics. Something just gave. It was built on a Friday. We'll see how this one here does. We'll run this one through the paces too. And if it acts up, like I said, I'm gonna return it, get my money back, and then just spend the $70 or $135 for the microphone because I really like this microphone system. It's really clean, really crisp. I like it better than the $45 mic that I bought from Amazon. And I'll just go back to using my cell phone because the mic itself is great. If I could hook up 2 microphones to my cell phone, that'd be even cooler because then I could just do an audio sync on the GoPro with my cell phone and record the audio and then just do an audio overlay so that you can hear both me and Bloke when we're fishing together next summer. Say next spring, because I plan on going down. I don't know. I might go down for May 2-4 weekend, or I might just stay here and fish because our lake's open and we can catch everything. Unless he wants to come up this way here for the weekend. I don't know. We'll have to see what we do and do what we see. No, I was really curious how well this camera would do in the car as a rolling camera because of the gimbal, right? Because let's face it, trucks with leaf springs don't ride as smooth as cars with 4 sets of struts. So I was really curious to see how well this would look because I noticed when editing the video footage from the cell phone that it was pretty much shaky, the camera guy, the whole freaking time. Isn't visually appealing, I get it. And I have purchased in the past, I bought a gimbal for a cell phone to use for a cell phone camera, and it was a DJI Gimbal 2 or 3 or whatever, and it was garbage. It did not work well at all, and you had to use the DJI software to record, and the camera app in there was kind of weak, and all in all, it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I was kind of hoping the gimbal was going to be it didn't need the phone software to run it. I was kind of hoping the gimbal was going to be independent to the phone, but it wasn't. Maybe the newer ones are, but the one I had, you had to have the Mimo app running, and you had to record from the Mimo app for the gimbal to do any sort of calibrations and run the actual phone and do all of its gimbaling, which really drove me crazy because it wasn't a cheap thing. It was an expensive gimbal. So that went back. I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna cut it. But obviously people use those gimbals because they sell them, and I've seen people with iPhones in them and Androids in them and filming away. Very cool concept. Like this one here has the built-in gimbal, and apparently the company Insta 360 or whatever, they make a camera similar to this one here with a true 360 degree gimbal. Oh, that guy was gonna run the freaking stop sign there for a minute. It's coming in like Seabiscuit. I also don't know if the microphone right now is rubbing up against my jacket, so you might hear a lot of scratchy sounds. I noticed the VU meter's hopping around a lot, so we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. I guess I could have clipped the microphone on the exterior of my jacket instead of leaving it magnetically sealed to my chest, but whatever. And then after Canadian Tire, I'm going to take a rip over to the vape shop because I need some more juice. I already told you guys that I vape still, so whatever. Oh, what am I doing? It's not here. Friggin' the sun is gone. I said it was 1 degree on the previous video. It's currently 2 degrees now. Tomorrow it's going up to 5 degrees with rain, which is why I'm like, yeah, if it's pissing rain, I will not be going ice fishing because that doesn't sound fun to me. But I am curious if my sled and stuff will fit in the back of the truck or if I got to take my bed out. And I've said, like I said on the previous video, if the bed's got to come out, I'm just going to toss the mattress on top of the Trans Am and the plywood bed to the side of the Trans Am. And that way there it'll be both in the garage and I'll have access to the whole truck bed for ice fishing gear and whatnot. Because all that's back there now is the bedding and the pillow. And I don't plan on doing any winter camping because I have no way to generate heat. A brick heater or whatever, a little portable heater, electric heater, wouldn't last long on that Opus. I'd maybe get like 3 hours out of the battery and then she'd be completely sapped. So screw that noise. Anyway, I could have turned back there for Canadian Tire, but I always like coming through this way here. It kind of takes you to the back end of the lot. Hold your position, bud. So this is going to be another driving vlog, I guess, because we're driving around. I got one guy who keeps bugging me. He's like, you got to go to the ski hill. You got to go to the ski hill. Well, bud, I don't ski. Why the frig would I go to a ski hill if I don't ski? All right, we're here. I'm going to head her inside and get what I need. I'll talk to you guys when I get back. Alrighty, guys, we are back. Anyway, we got our Spud bar. It's a Woods brand. Didn't realize they weighed that much. Never owned one before. So, yeah, all these years ice fishing, and the number one safety thing they tell you to bring, I never brought. I remember Struckus always had his, but I only ice fished with him a handful of times. Once on Nas and a couple times on Nip. Basically, it's just a heavy chisel, right? And you smash the ice with it to see how much ice is there. They say for every strike of the bar, you get it's an inch of ice, but how can that be accurate? But we're safe now. We got one now, so we can go spudding while we walk out on the ice, depending on the weather. Like I said, it all comes down to the weather. They also had, and I bought some propane. I bought 3 1-pounders of propane. I noticed that Amazon sells a kit where you can take a 20-pounder, you flip it upside down, you hook this adapter up to it, and then you can just fill up these 1-pound tanks. But I don't know, man. That feels kind of sketchy. Just feels kind of sketchy to me. So glad my truck doesn't have that feature. That auto start stop. Not a fan of that feature. I guess it saves on gas, but it's got to put some wear and tear on the starter. Unless there's a second starter in it that, like, it has a dual starter setup, the first one to crank it over and the second one to auto start stop. But I wonder in the winter if it does it. Like, you know, sometimes it's a pain in the arse in the winter to fire up your vehicle, especially if you're like me and refuse to plug the damn thing in. I wonder if they have a thing where if the engine's not up to temperature, it won't turn off. I know on newer vehicles, my buddy said there's a button you can press on the dash to turn that feature off, because he does it to his every time he gets in it, because he really dislikes that feature where it shuts off. And I didn't know what the button looked like until I saw a post on Facebook, and it's like, you know your car is a newer, you don't know the annoyance until you have to press this button every time you get into your vehicle. And I didn't recognize the symbol on it. And it was the auto stop start symbol, and it was basically the symbol with a line through it. And in 2018 they came out with that tech. 2017 it was like you're idle at a stoplight and you're just burning gas. Dad's Edge has it though, where if he stops at a light it'll shut the engine off. Dad's Edge has a lot of technology that my truck doesn't have, even though it's the same year. But he bought a higher trim when he bought his. He bought the SCL and I just bought the XL. Even though the F-150 came in different trim packages. The only package that the F-150 and the Edge have in common is titanium, which is just a bunch of luxury junk. You know, like built-in XM radio and all stuff I never use. Like the fact that this has Bluetooth on it is good enough for me because 90% of the time I'm listening to Spotify. So I really don't need XM radio or satellite radio, and I won't use, like, he has onboard GPS. Well, we discussed that on the commenting on comments, that the problem with it is once you set it and you're in motion, you can't modify anything on the screen because it won't let you while you're driving, and the passenger can't modify anything on the screen because the vehicle's in motion. That's why I like Google Maps, because not only can I modify it, it updates every time my phone updates, and it receives over-the-air updates like of traffic problems due to collisions or vehicles stalled out or police speed traps, all that stuff. It gets notifications, where I don't believe Dad's Edge's GPS system does. And that's what I was telling him. Like, he's like, oh man, he goes, you should trade in your truck, and he's like, and get one with a GPS and all that. It's great. And I'm like, I already have GPS. I have it on my phone. If I wanted XM radio, I could just get it on my phone. You can buy an internet subscription and stream it over data. I said, but why bother? I'd rather listen to Spotify, then I can pick my playlists and not have it just stream like old FM radio, you know? Like, doesn't make sense. Remember when XM radio first came out and it was like, yeah, we have no advertisement. And then all of a sudden they're like, we're going to slip in advertisements because apparently we weren't paying enough for the monthly service. So annoying. But if you watch the Skivens Reacts, you see the G6 and it had the XM Sirius radio built into it. Well, not built into it. I had a head unit that was connected to the stereo. I had it hardwired right to the auxiliary in on the stereo, because that one there didn't have a headphone jack to use. You physically had to pull the head unit out and plug in a special cable in the back to give it an RCA input. Holy, she's freaking toasty in here. I'm telling you, man, you get a regular cab truck and it takes no time for the cabin to get warm. I got the heat on the lowest setting possible. I could probably even just turn it off. Gonna have to buy some more of that stuff, probably when I get my new wipers. I checked the Canadian Tire for wipers and they didn't have the ones I want in stock. I usually buy the Rain-X brand because they last the longest, as long as I remember to lift them off the screen when it's going to be a cold night, which I forgot in the beginning of the year and it cocked them over. Some people say that doing that's bad, or something about stretching the spring, but it's like the whole idea of lifting them off the screen is for that exact reason. The spring is just there to pull it down. Once you get beyond a certain point, the spring resets and starts pulling back in. It's not like there's constant tension on the spring. I could be wrong on that though, but it doesn't feel like there's constant tension on the spring. Like once you get past a certain point, it seems like the spring retracts back in and holds it there. Oh, my parking spot's available. I'm gonna run to the vape shop, get what I need, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, time to head her home. Got the juice, got some more pods for my little dart thingy. I do plan on quitting because it's getting expensive. Anybody who lives in Canada, you know what's going on. Anybody who doesn't live in Canada, you probably don't know what's going on. But the government of Canada decided to put what's known as an excise tax on vape. Before, you used to be able to go to the store, spend $20 and get a 30 ml bottle. But now that 30 ml bottle is $40 and a 60 ml bottle is $50. It's freaking ridiculous. And you would say, well, why don't you just order it online? It'd be cheaper. No, it's not. So far, this place here, I go here, I buy Flavor Beast, and it's the same price as ordering it from Can Vape. I used to be able to order from Can Vape and get 100 mil for $44. And now that 100 mil is $72. I'm like, what? Why come so expensive, bud? Why come no make sense? Make more sense, peas. But no, it doesn't. So I just buy local, and I like that store because I don't know, I went in there once. I used to always buy from my buddy's shop over on by Mike's Mart on Airport, Wild Predator. But he doesn't sell the 60 mils. He only sells the 30 mils of Flavor Beast. And he stopped carrying Flavor Beast for some reason. Something, I don't know, he got mad at the distributor or something. Same reason why he dropped the G-Core instant pens, the ones you buy them, you vape them, and you throw them in the garbage. I used to buy the G-Core ones, and they were my favorite disposables because they just had such good flavor. Them and the Flavor Beast. But then he got rid of the G-Core because of some reason with, I don't know. I don't know what the hell went down, but bad marketing on their part pissed him off. So he said, we're done, shut him down. And he doesn't have Flavor Beast on his on his page anymore. So, and at work, I'd walk over to the vape shop by work, Juice on the Loose, and just buy a bottle or two there. But they stopped carrying flavor. Well, I haven't seen Flavor Beast in there in a long time, and they don't have the 60 mils. They only have the 30s. So when I saw this place sold the 60s, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting that, because they just last longer. It's I don't feel like going shopping all the freaking time because it's annoying. Every time I leave the house, it's a chance I might get into an accident, right? I was gonna, tonight when I got home, take the stuff out of the boat shed and try and fit it in the back of the truck. But it's 6:30 now. I really don't feel like it. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't feel like taking the stuff out of the boat shed in the dark. I'll wait till tomorrow. We'll see what the weather's like. If we decide to go. Why are you riding in the middle of the road, you dumb? Oh man, I'm gonna murder somebody. I'm gonna murder somebody. Straight up lane splitting because they can't see the white lines. If this was my '89 GMC Sierra, let me tell you, I'd have no problems hitting that car, man. When I was driving, or that truck, I should say, when I was driving through Walmart, if there was a shopping cart in the way, I smoked that shopping cart. I'd play bumper cars with things. I didn't give a care about that truck. I was rough on it. Even though I put a lot of money into it, I did like the four in the front, 6 in the rear inch drop. I did I put a good stereo in it. We put a 350 engine under the hood. Tires were pizza cutters, so it did sick burnouts. That truck was before my YouTube days, though. I bought that there. It's like $1,500. I just bought it because I wanted a truck. It had a blown engine. Didn't know about it. When I bought it, buddy put enough Lucas in there to friggin' oil lock it. Like, I swear the thing was running on Lucas. But no, I had a blown head gasket, so I did take that engine out and put it on a stand and then tear it all down to see how it works. So I got a better understanding of how a motor works, and I was able to reassemble it. I didn't rebuild it, I just put it back together. It still wouldn't have worked. Like, it needed new head gaskets, and the heads themselves needed to be planed and all that, but I figured out how to take it apart and put it back together, and I put it back together to tolerance using a torque wrench as per the torque specs of the GMC coloring book for a 305 2-bolt main. But I had it completely stripped, crank, pistons, rockers, everything was not rockers, friggin' connecting rods, all that shit was taken right out. And then I put it all back together. I cleaned it all up too and then put it all back together and showed my buddy, and he's like, wow, you actually did it. I'm like, yeah, parts can only go in one place. And he's like, oh, and you even did it top dead center, nice. And I'm like, yeah, I said the manual said to do that, so I did it. I said I just followed this Haynes coloring book, and it told me exactly what I needed to do to rebuild the engine. I ended up scrapping that, though. I ended up bringing it to the scrapyard and scrapping it as cast iron. Because it was literally the cast iron block, cast iron heads. So, and it was no good for the Firebird or anything like that. It was shot. Anyway, guys, I'm almost home, so when we get home, I'll show you the Spud bar if you want to see it. You probably already know what it is. All right, talk to you when I get home. This is neat. I can barely see, and this camera can see perfectly. All right. I don't know how well it's going to see back here, mind you, but I guess we'll find out real shortly. Yeah, it doesn't see anything. Anyway. This, in the dark, is a Spud bar. See. Oh yeah. So you have, where the hell are you aiming? You have your chisel end down there, and then you got this long bar with a handle strap. And you pick it up and you drop it, and it chisels through the ground an inch every time. And if it goes through, that's why you have the handle strap, so you don't friggin' send it into Davy Jones' locker. Pretty decent. Just gonna leave this back here for now with my drums of propane. I should have enough room to put the sled right there and close this. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Gonna grab my vape stuff out of the truck. And then we're going to head in the house. Got some coils and some juice. Somebody was like, you mean you've been vaping this whole time and you didn't tell us? It's like, I didn't realize I was supposed to let you guys know that I'm back on the vape. Didn't realize we were in that kind of a relationship. I was unaware. But yeah, I've been out filming with this thing for a while. I don't even have the extended battery pack on it. I'm just running it on its internal battery with, I don't even know how much footage I picked up so far. But yeah, we're going to try, like I said, I wanted to run this camera through the paces. We're going to be doing a lot of videoing over the next couple days. Really stress this thing out and see if it breaks like the other one did. Because I got to know. So let me tell you, using this thing for commenting on comments was the cat's meow. And I kind of really enjoyed it. So I kind of want it to last. Oh yeah, here's the juice that I got. It's Wicked White Peach by Flavor Beast. Ultimate Flavor Experience. Flavor Beast. Yeah. Yeah, it's my favorite. Not the peach one. I like all the flavors. So far, I haven't tried that one yet. But I've tried the peach. I like the peach, so. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it there. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. A little truck vlog, driving around, checking out the city, seeing how the gimbal will handle the city, so on and so forth. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. We're going to stress test the living shit out of this camera. Make sure it's a keeper. If not, it's going back. I got 30 days from today. So if it breaks in the next 30 days, full refund. We're going back to the cell phone. I'll order a DJI microphone for it so we can keep the same audio quality without the lack of reliability. Until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.